So, second channel, second video. Ooh, conspiracy. Anyway, so I'm in the shower and I'm thinking to myself, I've been stressing so much lately over, income and pay and blah 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 blah. So I'm standing there thinking to myself, like, why am I going to work? Why am I working a minimum wage job at part time when I was making $4 an hour at my old job that I got pretty much, I mean, I guess we can call it canned from because they went out of business due to no fault of mine. Then I was on unemployment for a year and a half. Why is unemployment paying more than part-time jobs? We have an issue here. We have a huge issue. I took a part-time job. I ran out of unemployment. I had no choice. My degree right now, the only jobs available, I need experience, but I'm fresh out of college. So I can't get a career because everybody wants 2 to 4 years experience for an entry-level job, and I have no years experience. So I take a part-time job at Toys R Us. I take this job because it's a job. It's something for me to do. I gotta go to work in a couple hours just because it's work. Yay! Ah! Fun. But the problem is, I'm making less a week at this job than I'm going to, than I was filling out applications to look for a job when I was on unemployment. How much less? I made twice as much a week than I make every 2 weeks on this part-time job at minimum wage. So people wonder, why are people sitting on unemployment? Why aren't people taking the first job that is thrown at them? Because the job pays less than unemployment. We have an issue. Let me do some math real quick for you. You take a part-time job, less than 20 or less hours a week, at $7.25, $8 an hour, whatever your minimum wage is. Oh wait, $160. Bam! At $8 an hour. Let's do it. Boom, $8 an hour. 20 hours a week. Boom, $160 before taxes. Okay. 2 weeks you get paid. Quick math, before taxes, $320. Unemployment. You make $11 an hour, for example, which is what I was making at Circuit City. $300 a week after taxes. Do the math, 2 weeks, $600. So on unemployment, every 2 weeks, I was getting a $600 paycheck. Working a minimum wage job, every 2 weeks I get $320. I was getting twice as much on unemployment than what I am working. Oh, my head hurts. Oh, man. I don't understand. So then we got people out here that are making the money, living the dream, and they can't even sing the national anthem correctly. I don't know it, but I don't get paid multi-millions of dollars either to perform on a national stage that millions of people are watching. I've seen 6-year-olds get the national anthem correct. And they aren't getting paid, period, and they're just performing because they like to sing. So, we have an issue. We have a huge issue. We have multi-million-dollar companies, multi-billion-dollar companies hiring less people. They are hiring less people. Don't give me this, well, so-and-so's hiring. No, they're not. They are hiring you. And if you are getting hired, they are hiring 6,000 people. They are hiring 6,000 people at 10 hours a week because they don't want to pay you benefits. They don't want to pay anything else. They only want to give you minimum wage. Boom! Obama! No jobs! Nobody can live on 10 hours a week. I mean, it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. So why don't we For people that are working, let's get rid of the riffraff that is coming into these jobs at $10 hours a week. Get rid of them and give the people that are reliable more hours. The people that you hired more hours instead of keeping the freaking seasonals that aren't worth a shit. I mean, I sat here and I sit here and I look, and for the last month and a half, I've been at 12 hours a week because they kept seasonals. Seasonals that did not need to be hired. So, yeah, I'm venting a little bit, but the point being is that you hire these people for a permanent position, part-time, full-time, whatever, and then you bring in the seasonals. Okay, I get it. It's holidays. It's sales season for you. Whatever, you bring in seasonal. But why keep them? Unless they stand out in a crowd, which most of them don't. There's only usually one or two that will stand out in a crowd. Push them away. Get rid of them after the season. They knew they were taking a seasonal position. That was their choice. Out they go. Why? Now some of you are going, well, my job started off at seasonal. Okay, so your job started off at seasonal. But point being is that you have just taken, you alone have taken 10 to 15 hours from the store, which could go to people that are there permanently. So you wonder why these stores get all this turnover on employees and why people just kind of quit, get up and leave, get fed up, yell at their managers, walk out the door, whatever, don't really want to help you because the company is screwing them. The company is taking this dildo, shoving up their ass and go, boom, we put you on part-time, full-time, boom, you got a permanent position, but by the way, we're keeping seasonals that we shouldn't keep so we can kill your hours even more. Rotated just a little bit, jam deep. So it's kind of painful. So it's nothing against the seasonals. Some of them are really good, some of them pretty much blow chunks. Point being is that when you have unemployment paying more than minimum wage, you have employees that need hours that are you hired as a permanent position that can't get the hours because you kept people you probably shouldn't have. You got multi-billion-dollar companies that are too worried about the bonuses to make people that need the money happy. We have an issue. We have a huge issue with employment. Okay, and then also there's all these things about employment's up. Employment's up. Wrong. Employment's actually down. Walk around your neighborhood, talk to your friends, ask them how many people still have jobs. I know 4 friends that have lost their jobs in the last 2 months because companies are downsizing. Companies have found out during the economic crisis that they can do the same job with less people, which means the big people, the management, makes more money. Yeah, I make more money because I'm management and I hire less people, so I meet our requirements. I get nice bonuses and I live in my $1 million mansion. Yeah! And that's what they figured out. They have figured this out. They don't need to hire 50 people to do the one job when they found out they can do the same job at the same efficiency, maybe even better efficiency, with less people. Sounds odd, I know, but it makes sense. So don't listen to the stuff you hear on the news. So-and-so's hiring 65,000 people in the next 2 years. It's because they're not. And if they are hiring people at 10 hours a week, minimum wage. Some of you may go, oh, you should be grateful you have a job. And I kept telling people that, yeah, you should be grateful you have a job, blah, blah, blah. But at 10 hours a week, it's not worth the headache. I took the job because I got tired of sitting around doing nothing. And now I'm fed up with it because I'm sitting around doing nothing because I'm not getting the hours, not getting paid to do anything. So we need to take a second look at what's going on with the employment in this country. They're not creating jobs. You know, sorry. No, most people are not going to take a job at McDonald's for 10 hours a week, retail 10 hours a week, unless they absolutely have to. Walmart is the worst company in the world to work for. Anybody who's ever worked in the storefront knows that. I've heard warehouses are better, but anybody who works in the storefront knows it's horrible. We just need to get things together. There is so much wrong. So, I vented. I may have made no sense. Don't really care. This is the random show. The random area full of randomness and my random venting. The point being is that jobs aren't being created. The jobs that we have aren't paying. People can't live off the jobs that are supposedly being created. And unemployment pays more than most part-time jobs. Most of you guys sitting there going, unemployment doesn't pay more than my part-time job. And that's because you weren't one of the ones that were getting paid more affected by the downside. No. So I just gave you an example. I went from making $300 a week to $300 every 2 weeks. I see an issue. But anyway, that's my first video, my first rant, my first randomness, my first... You know, like I said, there's things wrong. Things need to change. Common folk like you, me, your sister, your brother, your aunt, nobody wants these book deals or anything else, need to stand up and speak their mind and let people know this is wrong. Something's wrong. Obama is not doing what he told us he would do, you know, whatever. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I know I'm having a lot of nasty comments, so you know what? I thought about closing comments, but I'm probably just going to leave them open. Let you guys make your comments. Post them. Argue with me. Yell at me. Tell me I'm a complete moron. I don't care. It's just the point that I am making this. To get my voice out, get something off my chest that was bothering me. And that's going to be it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my nonsense, my rambling for 13 minutes, and I will see you guys later.